Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon us all. First of all, on behalf of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia, I would like to convey our gratitude to the Milli Majlis of Azerbaijan for its hospitality during the 14th APA plenary meeting here at the beautiful city of Baku. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 130 days, the world has witnessed one of the most heartache humanitarian crises which we never imagined. The death, destruction, displacement, hunger, loss, and grief in Palestine are a scar on our shared humanity and conscience. Despite the binding order from the International Court of Justice requiring Israel to prevent genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, enable the provision of basic services and humanitarian assistance, and prevent and punish incitement to commit genocide, Israel has blatantly intensified its military offensive in Rafah refugee camps, which should be the safe zones for those seeking for refuge. This must stop. Acts of war crimes should never be justified. Since October 7, 2023, over 29,000 of Palestinians have been killed in Gaza due to Israeli strikes, in which around 70% of them are innocent women and children. Now, Rafah, the most densely populated area on earth, is being violently bombarded, while there are 1.5 million people there with no more safe place to evacuate to. Not to mention the fact that 80% of the people facing famine globally are in Gaza, as they are being starved by Israel, and only around 16 out of 36 hospitals in Gaza remain minimally or partially functioning. These inhumane and cruel practices exacerbate the challenges that we must tackle through the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and demonstrate that Israel has intentionally ignored all international norms, charters, and the order of ICJ with no real consequences. Distinguished colleagues, apart from the humanitarian crisis in Palestine, our world is facing significant challenges that we must respond through our concerted efforts and collective action. The 21st century presents not only enormous opportunities, but also pressing obstacles to advance sustainable development. Indeed, there has been significant progress achieved in our region and the world, from WHO's declaration of an end to the COVID-19 public health emergency to the growth of technology. Sadly, immeasurable challenges from the past years linger into 2024, as poverty and climate change still pose major threats to the stability and security of our region and the world. We, however, must remember that ending those challenges must also go hand in hand with resolving, as the UN called, this spiraling humanitarian nightmare, unless SDGs will only just be an agenda with no significant achievements. Distinguished parliamentarians, as a home to more than half of the world's population and world's oldest civilizations whose culture, languages, and beliefs are diverse, Asia has great potential to contribute to shaping our global order. In this regard, fostering regional cooperation is the key, and I believe that APA must play an essential role to capitalize on common opportunities and overcome the shared challenges. Therefore, upholding our Asian values, which champions the principles of social harmony, collectivism, and understanding among human beings, which are the prerequisite to achieve peace and stability, should be our utmost priority. We must invest in meaningful and effective dialogue, as well as galvanize efforts to tackle any crisis and achieve sustainable development. This includes calling for an immediate and complete ceasefire in Gaza, and ensuring full, expanded, and unhindered access of humanitarian assistance to Palestinians in need. In the spirit of unity, the international community must also strongly put pressure on Israel to abide by the order of ICJ on preventing any acts of genocide. Call on relevant countries to immediately reinstate their funding to UNRWA and to not provide any assistance to Israel that might be used to blatantly attack innocent Palestinians. We must not be complicit and not lose our conscience or moral compass. Furthermore, the APA's Committee on Palestine should be operationalized effectively. The committee must not be business as usual. They must set and achieve clear goals, provide strategic solutions, and conduct a special mission to oversee the humanitarian catastrophe in Palestine. Only with this effective and meaningful cooperation can we do the impossible. Indonesia will not be silent until the rights of the people who are voiceless, including in Gaza, are all fulfilled. Tomorrow, Indonesia, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, will also deliver an oral statement before the ICJ to support the advisory opinion regarding legal consequences of Israel's occupation of Palestine. It is hoped that it can make a difference. To close, I would like to once again appreciate the opportunity to speak before you today, and I hope the 14th plenary meeting will produce results that will contribute to a more sustainable, prosperous, and peaceful region and the world. Together, we can make a difference and leave no one behind. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.